Today we are going to be talking about building your travel history. So why does travel history matters, or why do you have to build your travel history? I always tell people this. When you have a good travel history, it increases your chances of getting your visa approved when you apply to first world countries like the USA, Canada, Australia, the United Kingdom, and the Schengen countries. So why do you need to build a travel history? So when you build a travel history, it creates trust between you and the visa officer or the visa consular that reviews your application. So most times when you want to build your travel history, you don't need to spend so much or think of going far away from countries closer to your home country. I would say if you're a Nigerian citizen or you reside in Nigeria and you want to build your travel history, you can start by visiting countries that are closer to Nigeria, for instance, Togo, Ghana, and Benin Republic. I always tell people, when you want to build your travel history, you have to consider where is more affordable, where can I go, which country has visa-free access, or which country is visa-free for your specific country. We'll still use Nigerians as an example. So for instance, you say you want to build your travel history, you can start going to Ghana, Togo, Cote d'Ivoire, Benin Republic. Like I could show you when I started building my travel history. I went to Ghana, but because I used the road route, I was able to get the Benin Republic stamp on my passport. I also got the Togolese stamp, and I also got the Ghana stamp. Also, I used the opportunity to visit Ivory Coast. That is why the stamp, you can also see that on my passport. So you can imagine I went to just one country, which is Ghana, and I was able to get stamp in and out of other countries, including Togo, Benin Republic, and Ivory Coast. So it was more like I used one stone to kill four birds, right? And that sounds amazing. So when you do this, especially when you use the bus route, you are able to save on costs. So you don't need to start visiting each country one after a time. For instance, you go to Togo and you stay in Togo for like 2 days. You go to Benin Republic, you stay in Benin Republic for like 2 days. You go to Ivory Coast, you stay there for like 2 days. You go to Ghana, you stay there for like 2 days. But when you say, okay, I want to go to Ghana and I use the bus route, you are going to pass through Togo, Benin Republic before you get to Ghana. So automatically you get the stamps of those countries in and out when you're returning back to Nigeria. I know people say, oh, traveling or building travel history is expensive. That's why we'll always say start with countries closer to your home country. And what are the cost-effective ways to building your travel history? So you can either travel as a group or travel with your friends. If you are traveling with a friend and the hotel prices is about 50,000, for instance, is about 50,000 for a night, you and your friend can split it 25,000. So you are obviously saving 25,000 naira. Or if you are traveling with a travel company or a traveling group, they would pair you with someone in which you will save money on accommodation. And also, if maybe traveling with someone will keep you waiting, or you are still looking for like a travel company to travel with, you can also stay in hostels. Hostels are very, very affordable. There are some hostels you can get it that 25,000 naira per night. You are just going to sleep like in a bunk and obviously share toilet and share space. So those are like one of the cost-effective ways. Remember this, when you're building your travel history, always start with country closer to your home country that have visa-free access. This is like one of the easiest ways to build your travel history. And when you have this travel history, you can see that if you have visited, for instance, Ghana, and you use the bus route, you have those different country stamps. So now when filling like your visa application to like the first world countries, okay, the US or Canada, and they are asking you for your travel history or what country have you visited in the last 4 or 5 years, you could say, oh, I've visited Togo, I've visited Ghana, I've visited Benin Republic, I've visited Ivory Coast. So now you're gaining trust with the visa officer. The visa officer can say, oh, this person looks like a genuine visitor. He has left Nigeria and he has been back. He has visited so and so countries. So we are not just saying travel history is enough to get your visa approved, but it increases your chance of getting your visa approved. Obviously, you would have to submit other supporting documents depending on the country you're applying for, what you do in your home country, for instance, Nigeria, and also your ties to your home countries. So you have to also submit all those documents. But you know that with the travel history, you stand a good chance. So I'm not saying without a travel history, you can't get your visa approved. Definitely, there are people that have applied for some certain visas and gotten their visa approved without stress. And there are some people that have applied with a travel history and it helped them in their visa application. So I will always say start with the smaller countries. When you have visited the West African countries, if you reside in Nigeria, then you can start exploring countries like Qatar, Dubai, and etc. You can also start exploring countries in Eastern Africa or Southern Africa, like South Africa, before you now say, okay, I want to apply for a UK visa, I want to apply for a USA visa, I want to apply for a Schengen visa. Generally, I tell people, before you apply for a Schengen visa, especially when you're applying from Nigeria, have a good travel history. You should have visited at least 3 to 5 countries in the last 2 to 3 years, I would say. When you do that, your chances of getting your approval is really high. But also, remember, it is based on other supporting documents. I'll see you on my next video. Remember to like, share, and turn on your post notification, as I'll be dropping more travel tips and also more processes in getting your visa application approved.